Hello everyone at Friendly Fish Fanatics. I decided to make a video on how I make my homemade fish food. So first we're going to start off with what ingredients I like to use. My main ingredient is going to be beef hearts. I have beef kidneys, fish oil capsules, fresh spinach, garlic powder, fish flakes, and I'm going to toss in some shrimp for them. So first step you're going to do is you're going to take the beef hearts and trim off this white, I don't know what you want to call it, connective tissue or whatever, from the beef hearts. And then on the kidneys, it might look like there's not much to trim, but once you cut it open, there's a lot of fat on the inside of the kidney that needs to be trimmed away as well. So I'm going to do that part first, and then we'll come back and we'll show you what everything looks like after the fact. Okay, so I've finished trimming up the beef hearts, and as you can see, try to cut them into nice little uniform cubes, kind of all around the same size. You don't want them too big, because then it makes it a little bit too hard for the food processor to really chop them up good, unless you have a Kitchen Ninja, which nothing really stops Kitchen Ninja. But side note, when you buy your beef hearts, try to get the butcher to do most of the work for you. I once bought a whole beef heart and it took me forever to get it broken down. So see if you can get your butcher or maybe your local grocer, wherever you get them from, to trim them up for you. It makes it a little bit easier, and then it's less work than you have to do. So over here, I have what I had to trim off, which, I mean, it might look like a lot, but it's really not anything you would probably want to eat or have your fish eat. So, I mean, and you still probably have a good 2 pounds of beef hearts left over anyway. So, that's that part. Okay, so here's a center shot of the beef kidney, and this was what I was talking about all this fat that's in here. And it kind of weaves its way into these little, I don't even know what you want to call them, pockets here. But it's really not that bad to clean up once you get used to it. I've been doing it for a while, so it doesn't take me as long as it used to. I also used to use beef liver, but I stopped using it because no matter what, it always made the water cloudy in my tank. Whether I blanched it or left it raw, it was just a mess to deal with, and I just got tired of it, so I switched over to the kidneys. And I mean, my guys seem to love it, so I figure why not. Alright, so let me get this cleaned up, and it should take probably about 5 or 10 minutes. Same thing with the beef hearts, about 5 or 10 minutes to do everything. Okay, so now I've trimmed all the beef kidneys up, and we're going to move on to blanching the spinach. In the time that I was waiting for the water to boil, I cleaned the shrimp. There's only about 10 of them there. And we're going to use probably about, like, I don't know, a handful, maybe like 2 cups, I guess it is, of spinach. It's up to you, really, how much you want to put in there. I kind of just eyeball everything. There's no exact measurements. But as you can see, here's the finished trimmed kidney, and there's the junk that's left. Not much. So, you know, you're really getting a lot for what you're buying. Okay, so I'm going to toss this spinach in here, blanch it down, and then we'll come back with the rest of the video. Okay, so here we have our freshly blanched spinach. Not much, you think, but it was a bunch more. But anyway, they really don't like it. But I put it in there because everybody should have to eat vegetables, even the fish. And here's a lot of good stuff in spinach. So you're going to take this and toss this in the food processor and blend it all up. Get it nice and fine. The reason you blanch it is because if you don't, it takes a long time for the water to really soften up the spinach, and the fish don't eat it if it's not soft. So it ends up just floating around in your tank, causing a lot of garbage. So if you boil it, it gets soft, they eat it, and there you go. So now I'm going to blend all this stuff up here we have here and get ready to mix it up together. So we'll come back on the next video. Okay, so now we have everything blended up. It's a matter of taste and opinion as to how big you want your chunks to be. I tend to do mine a little bit on the finer side because I have some smaller fish in the tank that are also going to eat it. The big guys will just eat them in the chunks, so it really doesn't matter to them what size it is. But here's the kidneys. It kind of looks like a gelatinous hamburger. Here's the hearts, a little bit drier. And here's the shrimp and the spinach. The shrimp is like almost like a paste. So now I'm going to add the garlic, the fish flakes, and my fish oil. To get the fish oil out the capsules, you just cut it with a knife, poke it with a pen, whatever you want to do. And the amount of garlic and fish flakes you add is, again, up to you. I like to add enough garlic so it smells good to me. I don't know. It goes by smell. But it really is a matter of opinion. So here we go. Okay, so this is what the mix looks like, all nicely mixed up. It's smelling good like garlic and fish oil. For the next step, you're going to be bagging it up. I like to use a soup ladle. I'll put it in the ladle, then I put it in the Ziploc bag, and I flatten the bags out. I use a ladle because it gives me a more even scoop, and each one gets around the same amount of food in each bag. So, here we go. Okay, so here's the finished product. 1 scoop in the bag, flatten it out nice and flat so it makes it easier for you to break it off once they're frozen. I'm going to fill the other bags, stack them on a plate, put them in the freezer so it makes it easier, keeps everything flat and uniform. So some of you might not like certain things that I put in my food or might disagree with the way that I've done it. It's completely up to you how you're going to do your food. So make it your own. I just hope this video was helpful. I got about 3.5 pounds of food for my fish, so it should last them about 2 to 3 months. And I hope this video was helpful. Thanks.